a few words about the BDST and some random flapping. Good Monday afternoon to you all, YouTube. It is 3:11 in the afternoon. I just got back from picking up some drugs. We all love the drugs, you know. No, I don't love them, and I really don't like taking them, but I guess they are a necessary evil in this day and age of oldness. First thing I'm going to show you here is a clip I ran, would have been on the 4th, on Sunday, yesterday, and I made part of it was with the video I posted today, and I left this part out intentionally because it was going to make that one so long, and so I'm just going to go ahead and roll that now. Here, yesterday in the mail, I got 2 little presents. One from China, one from Georgia. Those are our case screws. That's the ones we're using with the BDST, and I forget now exactly how long they were. I have to look up the specs, but they do work. I'm going to show you that too. This is the prototype, and you can see there are screws in, and it's held together very well, and it doesn't crack anything. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. It's just really good and tight, and that I like a lot. And I just wanted to show you that we did get that. Now also, the other package from Georgia is my, I bought 2 of these. I bought one with, I think 50 in it. In fact, I know it was 50, from China. And these were a local, I mean not local, but U.S. seller. And I wanted some to do some research with on our board and stuff, make sure everything was right when we get the new ones in. And that's why I got that, in case the other ones didn't come in time. So those are what those are for. So forget the number on these. If I can think of it, I'll post the number on the screen. So, but those should work. They look like it to me. From the preliminary testing I've done with the board that's in there, I tested it, and I think it's going to work out just fine. And it should come out just like Bob proposed. Run the jumpers off of there to the 3 pins on the board, and that will make us a nice, that will lay flat on the board and will be mounted into the case. It should come straight up against the side of the case as well, so there's no way it can turn, so there's no need for that little locating tab either, which is another plus in my book, because that's another hole I don't have to drill. So always looking at that possibility or whatever. So I was thinking about this last night on the best way to make a template for this, and I'm thinking of coming up with a I know Bill will love this, a cardboard template. And basically what it'll do is basically fit flat on this part of the because let's see, that's for this one. There'll be two templates really. And I guess I could do one and just do it coming down here like this, because the switches and everything will be on this row down here. It'll be the power here, the BNC here, the switch here, and the volume pot and on-off control here. And like I said, these will all be in this part of the case, the bottom half. The only thing that will be in the top, none of this will be here on the top. This will be all just flat, and the speaker will be here. And that's the only thing that will be on the top. Of course, it won't have all those holes in it, but it'll have 3 holes in it, or 4 holes, counting this one. And so that is that. So like I said, this power won't be on there. It'll be on the other side, and it'll be a regular PC mount too. So that's the way that's going to look. Like I said, so you know, this template, like I said, if I make it solid to where it fits tightly against this and comes down even with the bottom, I can make my hole templates here and use this for the 3 holes here and the big hole, and that's all I should need as far as marking it. And then I could just take a blank case and stick it together real quick and put it together like that and mark out my holes where they drill the holes. This stuff drills really easy. All I have to do is I take the drill and just twist it with my fingers and get a good start on it. Don't have to, you know, use the drill to do it. And use my power screwdriver. It goes right through that stuff. So now on the big hole saw, now I use my drill for that, my drill driver. But for the rest of them, I should be able to. Well, maybe a couple of the ones use the step bit. When I use that, I'll have to use the power screwdriver again because it fits right in there, and it goes right through that stuff. But like I said, that's the way that's going to work. So I think it's going to be nice. I really do. So that's that. All right, now you've seen the footage that I did yesterday with the repairs to the car and taillight, actually. I don't mean that. I mean the parts. That was the actual video I did and posted today. This will be posted tomorrow, which is Tuesday. I'm trying to keep all this straight in my head, you know. As I mentioned, I think in the previous video, also the one about the repairs, I told you I needed a part which I needed to go down to O'Reilly's and get, and that's exactly what I did. Oops, it fell out. Here's the other one. I've already taken it out, and this is basically what I needed, just to hold down. It, you know, hooks in the bottom, comes up through the cross thing that goes across the battery, and then has a wing nut to hold it down. It's nothing really major, but anyway, that's what I picked up. There's two of them in the package. It's $3.49. I think I showed you a picture of that. But that's what I did pick up after I got my drugs. Gotta have drugs, you know. And so hopefully this evening, maybe. It's a little warm out there right now. It's not terrible, but I figure, you know, what the heck. I'll wait till I got everything just falling out of this thing. I figure I'll just wait until you know, the sun goes down. There's plenty of light still, and see if I can't get this on there and be done with it, hopefully. Now I measured those. It's kind of funny. I wanted to measure this one and see what this one was. Seems like, you know, for a standard battery, it should be about the same size, I would think. Yeah, these are just 8 inches long, period. I'm hoping this works. It may be a little short. If it is, and I'm kind of, I won't say screwed, but it's not working the way it should. So, anywho, that's that. We'll find out. Let's see what else is there going on. Like I said, picked up my drugs. I did that. I sent Bob the package of the LM380N chips and the MFP, never can get that right, 102 transistors from China. And he is going to test those, hopefully soon. He says he has his jig made up. It's basically just BDST without the front end on it, and he's going to make sure all the that's something I'm concerned with. We've already decided to go replace the NPFs or NFPs or whatever they are, because they're not consistent. They're not, you know, not what we want. And we're going with the J113, which I also sent him a couple, 3 of those to test in the circuit, make sure it's gonna be what we want. And I'm sure they will be, because they are basically the replacement for that transistor. So that is that. And we're getting those from, excuse me, DigiKey, and they should be good ones that way, we hope. And so that's that. Also, I don't know what I have in the works, but I think I have some things I want to do. Not sure what, but I may come back with another video this evening. Oh, that's what it was. My son stopped by this morning, and it's before he even got a shower or anything cleaned up. I was just sitting there watching a video, eating breakfast, and he came in. He, I think I've mentioned this before, he works for Indiana Department of Transportation, and he has his own truck, a state truck, and I guess the air conditioner wasn't working very well, and so he some repair shop here in town that they use for stuff like that, and he had been there and got his air conditioner fixed, and so he stopped by and we had a little chat. And like I said, it's good stuff. I haven't seen him for a while, and I was glad to see him. And the thing of it was, I had never actually shown him the cardboard boombox, and I sent him a picture of it, but I hadn't shown him the actual. So I got that out and showed him that, and he thought that was impressive. He thought, no, just use that for the boombox. Don't worry about the wood. But I told him I was going to use it, not with his, but I'm going to make one out of that, and I think I am, because I think it would be an interesting experiment, see how well it holds up, and maybe cover it with some kind of material or something, glue it on there. You know, I think it'd be kind of neat, just to check and see. But anyway, that got me to thinking about that. You guys, some of you probably remember it, some of you probably don't. And so I may work on that and go ahead and mount those speakers in there. You know, I don't really know what's holding me up because the holes are cut for the speakers. I've got the screws. Basically just waiting on my sorry butt to get it done. So, you know, I'd like to really see, and I don't have to have any of the electronics hooked up. Just, you know, hook it up to this little bench stereo here or something like that so I can hear what it sounds like. And I think that would be, you know, a good start, or getting back into it, whatever you want to call it, resumption of activity on it. And so I may do that. I don't know. We'll see. And it's going to be something different. I'm getting tired of messing with this thing here. It's just it's blowing my mind, as they say. Bob had me do a couple things to it the other day, and really no improvement other than, I think the voltage was a little different. He thought maybe the 18K resistor that goes to power and that junction where the diodes are was a little bit extravagant, I guess. And he wanted me to change that to a 1.8K, and I did. And I really didn't see a lot of difference, to me anyway. He said there was difference, but I don't know that there was. But anyway, that's what I did, and so that's kind of a standstill. Carl had some good suggestions, and I thank Carl for that, about using the scope and seeing where the waveforms were, if they were above or below, things like that. And I may do that, but not today. Just, you know, you work on projects like that, and this one was a bear to get it all, and you can see that. I know you can't see it great, but you can see there's just a lot of soldering and a lot of circuitry in there, and it's a real small space too. And also I've also working on the idea of putting just the mixer and the oscillator on one board by itself, but that's not working as well as I hoped, because without that first IF in there, we have a conflict between the output of the mixer sending back signals over the B+, VBAT, whatever you want to call it, through to the oscillator. And you know, once you have the coupled with the transformer or coil, it doesn't work that way, I guess. And I'm really not sure on how it works, but so we can't actually do that. So without doing two separate power supplies, one for the oscillator and one for the mixer. So I don't know whether to try to put the oscillator itself on, but you almost have to have all this together because of the antenna, because there's connections to the antenna which go to the mixer and what connections go to the oscillator. So you have to have both of those things. And we're just going to do a little bit more research and try to find out how to do this and keep that signal off the oscillator so that doesn't mess things up. And my personal experience, or my personal feeling is, I think there is some mess up there because of the frequencies I was getting out of that. If you'll recall, I was getting 4 megahertz at the top end of that band on the AM band up at 1600 or 1700, whatever it is. I was getting like 4 megahertz on that oscillator. So I think there is a problem with that feedback going into that, and because they do share that VBAT, and so I think even though the signal is supposedly drawn off by the first coil of the IF transformer, first IF, I think there's some mixing of signals there. I believe so. So that's my feeling on that, and that's what we're going to have to do. I've been looking on the internet for more different circuits that we could use, and I really would like to have that set up to where the mixer and oscillator is on a board and with the antenna, and then have the IF on another board. So I'm going to work on that and see what we can come up with. So that's pretty much that, I think. I just wanted to share with you the things I got in the mail. Now I do have, apparently I ordered 2 sets of washers for the, and I'm not really sure, but I think they're both for the speakers. So we're going to have plenty of those. I know we needed 3. That might have been why I did it. I don't know, because I have 300 of them ordered. So I really kind of did that without thinking, I guess. But anywho, they're coming from China, and I haven't checked the mail yet today. I don't think it's run yet, but I will check it today and see if anything else is out there, and hopefully there is. And so that's that. But so far so good. Everything's going well. Like I said, I may get into that boom box again. That'd be a fun thing. So you guys look forward to that. And I think right now I'm going to get off here and go relax a while, because I was out in that hot sun. You know how that is. Bill, I know you know how it is. He kind of melts out there. Now I don't melt, but you know, I'm not saying I really enjoy being out in it, but it doesn't really bother me. They talk about the ozone, bad ozone days or whatever. I've never really had a problem with that. I don't have asthma, don't have stuff like that, so really never did experience anything to do with that. I feel bad for the people who do, but at the same time, it doesn't really affect me that much. So if I have something to do, I do it. You know, that's the way it works. You know, so that is that. Like I said, you guys have a great day. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you